Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Fantastic piece of news, and that is Tucker Carlson will interview Vladimir Putin unedited. That means questions go, answer come, and supposedly they will just give it raw. I have here a video released by Tucker Carlson while in Moscow explaining why he's going to interview Vladimir Putin and what the expectations are. So that's a done deal. I will play the video and then we can discuss about this. I always like to hear the person saying his motives, not other people telling me, hey, his motives are this based on things that he said. I want to hear what the guy really said, and obviously it's more important to see what the person does after he said it. Oh, I love you, I hate you. It's words, okay? Words. They could be hurtful, but you want me to tell you I love you, but my actions will prove otherwise? Or you want to tell you I like you, but show you that I love you? Which one you prefer? Obviously, the perfect circumstance would be I tell you I love you, and I show by my actions that I love you. But out of these three things, options, let's say you don't have the biggest one, like I love you and you act like you do, you have the other one, But in this case, let's listen to Tucker Carlson. This comes from Sputnik. It is from 42 minutes ago. Tucker Carlson releases video from Moscow explaining why he is interviewing President Putin. Fantastic, extraordinary. Long live freedom of speech, right? And the media, the real media, not what these guys are telling us. So let's listen to Tucker Carlson. I will try to see if it works this time.
Moscow tonight. We're in Moscow tonight. We're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. We'll be doing that soon. There are risks to conducting an interview like this, obviously. So we've thought about it carefully over many months. Here's why we're doing it. First, because it's our job. We're in journalism. Our duty is to inform people. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine. But they should know. They're paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive. The war in Ukraine is a human disaster. It's left hundreds of thousands of people dead, an entire generation of young Ukrainians. It has depopulated the largest country in Europe. But the long-term effects are even more profound. This war has utterly reshaped the global military and trade alliances, and the sanctions that followed have as well. And in total, they have upended the world economy. The post-World War II economic order, the system that guaranteed prosperity in the West for more than 80 years, is coming apart very fast, and along with it, the dominance of the US dollar. These are not small changes. They are history-altering developments that will define the lives of our grandchildren. Most of the world understands this perfectly well. They can see it. Ask anyone in Asia or the Middle East what the future looks like. And yet the populations of the English-speaking countries seem mostly unaware. They think that as nothing has really changed. And they think that because no one has told them the truth. Their media outlets are corrupt. They lie to their readers and viewers. And they do that mostly by omission. For example, since the day the war in Ukraine began, American media outlets have spoken to scores of people from Ukraine, and they have done scores of interviews with Ukrainian President Zelensky. We ourselves have put in a request for an interview with Zelensky, and we hope he accepts. But the interviews he's already done in the United States are not traditional interviews. They are fawning pep sessions specifically designed to amplify Zelensky's demand that the U.S. enter more deeply into a war in Eastern Europe and pay for it. That is not journalism. It is government propaganda. Propaganda of the ugliest kind, the kind that kills people. At the same time, our politicians and media outlets have been doing this, promoting a foreign leader like he's a new consumer brand. Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin. Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in. We have the right to tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again. But this time, we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States, and we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group, nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do. They are afraid of information they can't control. But you have no reason to be afraid of it. We are not encouraging you to agree with what Putin may say in this interview, but we are urging you to watch it. You should know as much as you can. And then, like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself. Thanks.
Wow, my friends. Now, I said this in a video a while ago, and I will go look for the video where I said Tucker Carlson is in danger. There will be a lot of forces, global forces, that will try to silence him real bad, real bad. And I said in that video, I can't remember how long ago it was, they're gonna get him. That shows courage, shows quality, not virtue. I don't like the virtue, like this guy's virtue signaling. But yes, shows virtue, that he has courage, which is the main virtue, the ancient Greek virtue, one of the four. Shows wisdom as well. Temperance, yes, balance. Nevertheless, obviously I will be watching that interview. And I not urge, but if you want, like in any quarrel, you want to find out what happened, you listen to at least two sides. On the other, there are some other sides as well, but listen to the main ones. And no, as I made another video a while ago, 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, no Western journalist, so-called, bothered to interview Putin. Yes, I like that he said exactly, I'm not making it for money, making it for knowledge, for the freedom, for the principles, from the values that supposedly we have as free people and not, as he said, slaves. He paid from his own pocket, and that's another issue that I mentioned many times in my videos. That is, how many others more wealthier or richer than him stay over there and they parrot the narrative, even though we know they don't think that way. We know. So that could also make you think how big, how huge the forces these guys are afraid of really are. Tucker is definitely stepped on the other side real bad. Bad for them, good for us. More people like Tucker. I have I think I saw it on, it was a X post where a guy said that they should close the border for Tucker, and the elected officials should determine if he would be allowed to come back or something like that. I will show you that as well. I don't know if that was true or not, but I will look for it. Let me show you first a few videos here, just to remind you where I said where and what. All right, and here is the video where I said, this is September 1st, 2023. Tucker Carlson signed his own death warrant. Dead man walking, says Russian propagandist. So this was done, as I said, I think in September 1st, 2023. And go and watch this if you want. And why did he sign his death warrant? On top of this, we have the beautiful people that like to be in charge of our truth, reality. Bill Kristol says, perhaps we need a total and complete shutdown of Tucker Carlson re-entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what's going on. This guy says, well, how about a complete and total shutdown? Who's this guy? Do you know who this guy is? Right here, Bill Kristol. This is his face. Chief of Staff to the Vice President in office. Right, here he is. But who is he on top of that? So he's an American neoconservative writer. So he's for freedom of speech. He writes things. A frequent commentator on several networks, including CNN. He was the founder and editor-at-large of the political magazine The Weekly Standard. Kristol is now editor-at-large of the center-right publication, The Bulwark, Hey, what he said? He said right here, Kristol played a leading role in the defeat of the Clinton healthcare plan, and for advocating the 2003 invasion of Iraq. We have here education and early life. He was born in New York City into a Jewish family, and that's it. That's all we need to know about this Harvard-educated Bill Kristol. Okay, my friends? So yeah, total blackout. These are the Democrats who love democracy. That's not a Democrat, not in that sense. People who love democracy, free speech, the American values. All right? And he didn't go to interview Putin, obviously. No, he's just an editor at large. And the other guy went. I suspect that Tucker is going to end up badly. I suspect, by the way I see these guys are working. He's going to have a lot of problems. And we're going to find out all kinds of things that they will dig and try to portray him as, hey, he did this, hey, he did this. And smear campaign, that's an understatement, let's put it this way. So I'm waiting for that interview 100%. And that's what the freedom of speech is. Being allowed to, say what you really think without the repercussions of being, I don't know, totally destroyed by this Bill Kristol with his connections. Complete and total shutdown, he says. Does it sound like a free person who wants to give you freedom? Remember that one, I might disagree with what you say, but I would die for your right to fucking say it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.